The planet Zarkon shone like a jewel in the middle of a bustling galaxy. Its towering cities sparkled under twin suns, and the sky was filled with ships from countless worlds. Today, the Grand Hall of the Interstellar Council was alive with excitement, humming with chatter in hundreds of alien languages. Delegates from every major civilization in the galaxy had gathered here for one reason: the Great Warrior Summit. Among the crowd, Commander Lyra Voss stood tall. She was known throughout the galaxy as one of the finest warriors in the alien coalition. Her sharp eyes missed nothing, and her confidence was unmatched. Her dark armor glinted under the lights, and the insignias on her chest told stories of countless victories. But today, Lyra was not just a warrior. She was a critic. Her gaze swept over the audience and landed on the small human delegation standing at the far side of the hall. Humans were few in number, and they had never truly impressed the galaxy's elites. Lyra smirked, her lips curling in amusement. "Look at them," she whispered to her aide, a small, multi-eyed alien named Driv. "Tiny, weak, and yet they think they belong among warriors. Pathetic." Driv nodded cautiously. He had seen humans in battle before, briefly, but never at this scale. "Commander," he said softly, "they might surprise you." Lyra laughed, a sound that echoed across the hall. "Surprise me?" "Driv, humans don't even know how to fight properly. Their best soldiers are jokes, that's why I say." She turned her attention to the crowd, her voice loud and clear. "Humans, do you even understand what it means to be a warrior? You think you can survive in the galaxy's toughest arenas? You will fail." A ripple of laughter passed through the hall. Some delegates chuckled politely while others rolled their eyes. But the humans remained calm. One of them, a man in a sleek silver suit, simply stared at Lyra without a word. Lyra's smirk grew wider. She thrived on the attention. "I have faced the deadliest creatures, survived storms that could crush a city, and defeated generals from 5-star systems. And yet," she said, raising her arms, "you humans think you can match me? You are a joke. Nothing more." The human delegation murmured quietly among themselves. The man in silver, their captain, finally spoke, his voice calm but firm. "We will let our actions speak, Commander Voss." Lyra's eyes narrowed. "Actions? What actions? Sending one man to fight against a room full of the galaxy's best warriors?" She laughed again, loud enough that some of the aliens turned to stare. Prepare to be embarrassed. But as the laughter settled, a strange tension filled the room. Whispers traveled through the crowd. "They say a human champion is coming." Lyra frowned. "A champion?" she muttered. "One human? This will be amusing." Suddenly, the massive doors at the far end of the hall opened with a metallic groan. A hush fell over the room. All eyes turned toward the entrance. A sleek starship, unlike anything the council had seen, glided in smoothly and landed gently on the platform. The ship's surface shimmered with a strange, almost organic glow. From the ship, a single figure emerged. He was tall, with broad shoulders and steady eyes that seemed to look straight through Lyra. His armor was simple, silver with faint markings that hinted at human design, but there were no weapons visible. He walked with calm confidence, each step measured and precise. The crowd stared in awe. Even some of the most arrogant alien warriors felt a twinge of doubt. This human, this single human, did not look like someone who would fail. Lyra's lips curled into a tight smile. "This will be even better than I imagined," she said to Driv. "I will crush him, and everyone will see that humans are nothing but a joke." Driv, however, could sense something different in this human. "Commander," he said cautiously, I think you should be careful." Lyra waved him off. "Nonsense, Driv. I've faced enemies far worse than him. Nothing he does can surprise me." The council's announcer stepped forward, his voice booming through the hall. "Ladies, gentlemen, and honored warriors of the galaxy, today you will witness a demonstration of skill, courage, and strategy. A human champion has arrived to face our finest. Let the trials begin." The floor beneath the arena shifted, revealing a series of challenges: hovering platforms, walls with shifting energy barriers, and alien combat drones ready to test any warrior. Lyra's eyes gleamed. Finally, she would show the galaxy exactly why humans were inferior. She stepped forward, her movements fluid and powerful, the crowd parting before her. The human champion, however, did not rush. He paused, scanning the arena carefully, observing every detail. Where Lyra saw weakness, he saw opportunity. Where the drones' paths were predictable, he anticipated their movements. Lyra attacked first. Her strikes were fast and precise, designed to intimidate the human. The crowd gasped as energy blasts illuminated the arena, but the human did not flinch. He dodged with speed and agility that even Lyra had not expected. "Impossible," she whispered, barely audible. The first drone moved to intercept him, firing a barrage of energy beams. With a calm and precise motion, the human sidestepped and triggered a small mechanism on the floor. A trapdoor opened beneath the drone, sending it crashing into the pit below. The audience erupted in astonishment. Lyra's heart raced, not with fear, but with disbelief. She had not expected the human to react so quickly. His movements were clever, unpredictable, and effective. "Driv," she said quietly. "He's faster than I thought." Driv nodded, his many eyes widening. "Faster and smarter, Commander. He's using strategy, not just strength." Lyra gritted her teeth. She would not allow herself to be surprised. She pushed forward, launching a series of rapid attacks. But each time the human countered, using the arena itself as a weapon. A falling panel became a shield. An energy wall became a trampoline. Every move she made, he adapted. The crowd's laughter had long since turned into cheers and gasps of admiration. Aliens who once mocked the human now whispered among themselves, "Could he really be superior?" Lyra's pride burned. She would not admit defeat, not yet. She would find a way to prove humans were still weak, still flawed. But as she watched the human move with unmatched calm and precision, a strange feeling crept over her. For the first time, she wondered if she had underestimated the human race. The announcer's voice echoed through the arena. "First trial complete. The human champion has survived against our elite drones. What do you think, warriors?" The hall was silent, except for the applause that had started among the audience. Even the aliens who had once mocked humans now stared in amazement. Lyra swallowed hard. She forced a smile, hiding the stirrings of doubt in her heart. "This is only the beginning," she said. "He may have survived a few drones, but the real test has yet to come." The human stood tall, his breathing steady, his eyes fixed on her. Without a word, he seemed to challenge her silently, daring her to bring her best. Lyra's lips tightened into a determined line. She would not be humiliated. She would show the galaxy that humans, no matter how clever or quick, were still no match for her. But deep inside, a spark of respect had begun to flicker. The game had just begun, and already the rules were changing. The arena of Zarkon buzzed with anticipation. Its massive chamber was filled with spectators from dozens of star systems, all eager to witness the showdown between the galaxy's elite warriors and the human champion. The first trial had ended, and the human had survived, leaving even the most confident aliens in stunned silence. Commander Lyra Voss stood at the edge of the arena, her dark eyes locked on the human. Her pride had been shaken, but her determination burned brighter than ever. She would not allow a single human to humiliate her before the galaxy. "Prepare the next challenge," she commanded. Her voice echoed through the chamber. "This time it will test skill, strength, and intelligence. Let us see if your human can survive a true battle." The arena shifted once again. Panels rose from the floor, revealing a complex battlefield. Platforms hovered above a pit filled with swirling energy. Walls shifted constantly, blocking lines of sight and creating deadly corridors. Automated drones armed with energy weapons patrolled the area, ready to attack any warrior who moved carelessly. Lyra's elite team of warriors took their positions. They were tall, heavily armored, and highly trained. Each had faced countless battles and had never failed. They smiled confidently at her. Certain of victory, the human Captain Alex Kane stepped forward. He took a deep breath, scanning the arena with calm, calculating eyes. Unlike the aliens, he did not rush or appear nervous. Every movement he made was measured as if he were already planning 10 steps ahead. Lyra sneered. "Move carefully, human, or fall." Alex's expression remained unchanged. He did not respond with words. Instead, he simply observed. Where Lyra saw danger, he saw opportunity. Where the drone's movements were predictable, he already anticipated the next step. The first attack came swiftly. A drone hovered toward Alex, firing a rapid sequence of energy beams. The alien warriors lunged forward to intercept him. Lyra's lips curled into a confident smile, sure that the human would falter. But Alex moved differently. He sidestepped the beams with speed that even Lyra could not immediately track. Using the momentum of his movement, he grabbed a panel from the arena floor and used it to block another drone's fire. Then, in one smooth motion, he triggered a mechanism on the platform, sending the drone tumbling into the pit below. The audience erupted in astonishment. Aliens who had laughed at humans before now whispered nervously. Even Lyra felt her confidence waver for a moment. Driv, her aide, nudged her cautiously. "Commander, he's using strategy. He's not just fighting. He's thinking." Lyra gritted her teeth. "Thinking? Yes, that is what humans claim they can do. But thought alone does not win battles." She signaled her team to attack. Her warriors moved in perfect coordination, forming an advanced strike formation designed to trap Alex. Energy beams flashed and weapons hummed, but Alex was always one step ahead. He used the environment, sliding across platforms, ducking behind walls, and turning obstacles into tools. One warrior lunged at him with an energy spear. Alex caught it mid-air, using the force to propel the warrior into a spinning wall of energy. Another warrior tried to flank him from the side. Alex leapt onto a hovering platform, vaulted over the wall, and landed behind the attacker. Within moments, the elite team was disoriented, struggling to predict his movements. The spectators were on the edge of their seats. Whispers turned into cheers. "Humans! Incredible!" one alien exclaimed. "How can one human do this?" Lyra's face hardened. She had expected a fight, yes, but she had not expected such skill, such cleverness. She had underestimated him, and now she realized it. "Enough of this," she muttered under her breath. "It's time to test him properly." She activated the second stage of the challenge. The floor shook and panels shifted rapidly, creating moving platforms above the energy pit. The walls extended and retracted at random intervals. Energy beams shot from the ceiling in unpredictable patterns. Only the most agile and intelligent warrior could survive this stage. Alex's eyes scanned the shifting battlefield. He noticed a pattern. The beams moved in pulses, the platforms shifted with a subtle rhythm, and the walls always left tiny gaps for passage. Where Lyra saw chaos, Alex saw order. He moved forward with precision, jumping from platform to platform, ducking under energy beams and avoiding the shifting walls. Lyra attacked him directly now. Her strikes were fast, powerful, and precise, designed to overpower him quickly. But Alex was ready. He sidestepped her attacks, using her own momentum against her. At one point, he caught her energy whip with his bare hand, redirecting it safely into the arena floor without injury. The crowd gasped. "How is he doing this?" Lyra whispered, her voice tight with disbelief. Driv shook his head. "I don't know, Commander. He's extraordinary." Alex did not smile. He did not taunt. He simply focused on the arena, moving as if he were part of it. Every leap, every dodge, every counterattack was precise, calculated, and effective. The alien warriors tried to regroup, but Alex anticipated their moves. When one fired a rapid sequence of energy blasts, he leapt onto a moving platform, using it as a shield. When another tried to trap him in a corner, he activated a mechanism on the wall, creating a temporary escape route. Lyra's pride was burning. Every moment she spent attacking him, she realized she had underestimated humans, underestimated him. She had mocked their warriors as jokes, but now she could see the truth. Humans were adaptable, resourceful, and resilient. The battle escalated further. The arena's final test activated. A series of unpredictable energy hazards, including moving laser grids, falling panels, and sudden bursts of force. Even the most skilled alien warriors had to be cautious. Alex, however, moved with confidence. He timed his jumps perfectly, avoided the hazards with precise movements, and even used some hazards to his advantage. A falling panel became a bridge. A laser burst became a signal to time his next move. The audience was silent for a moment, watching in disbelief as a single human navigated what seemed impossible. Lyra lunged at him one final time. Her attack was swift, powerful, and direct. But Alex anticipated it. He sidestepped, grabbed her wrist, and gently redirected her force into the arena floor. Lyra stumbled but remained standing, her face a mask of shock and growing respect. The announcer's voice rang out. "Trial 2 complete." The human champion has survived the advanced battlefield, defeating elite warriors and navigating extreme hazards. The galaxy witnesses his skill firsthand. The crowd erupted in cheers. Aliens who had once doubted humans now whispered in admiration. Some even bowed slightly, acknowledging the unexpected talent of the human warrior. Lyra's chest heaved. She had expected to defeat him quickly, to show the galaxy that humans were weak. Instead, she had witnessed skill, intelligence, and bravery beyond what she had imagined. Drive nudged her again. "Commander, he's not like other humans. He's extraordinary." Lyra swallowed hard. She could not deny it. The human had survived challenges that would have crushed most warriors. He was clever, quick, and unafraid. Most importantly, he never seemed panicked or arrogant. Alex stood tall in the center of the arena, calm and focused. His eyes briefly met Lyra's. There was no fear, no challenge in words, only silent determination. He had arrived to prove himself, and he had already succeeded in ways Lyra had not expected. She clenched her fists. "This is only the beginning," she said quietly. "I will not lose. Humans may be clever, but the real test is yet to come, and I will show them what true warriors are capable of." The human simply watched, calm, patient, and ready for whatever challenge lay ahead. The audience sensed it too. A new chapter had begun in the galaxy's history. Humans were no longer to be dismissed as weak or inferior, and Lyra for the first time realized that her arrogance might have underestimated a force unlike any she had ever seen before. The twin suns outside the arena cast long shadows, and as the next trial prepared to begin, one thought echoed through the minds of all who watched. The human warrior had arrived, and the galaxy would never be the same. The arena's atmosphere had shifted. The excitement of the spectators was now mixed with tension and awe. A single human warrior had survived 2 of the most dangerous trials ever designed by the Interstellar Council. Even the most confident alien delegates whispered in disbelief. Commander Lyra Voss stood at the edge of the battlefield, her dark eyes fixed on Captain Alex Kane. Every move he made was precise, calculated, and unafraid. He had proven clever, resourceful, and unyielding. Lyra had expected arrogance from humans, but Alex displayed none. His calm focus unnerved her. "Driv," she said softly, her voice tight. "Prepare the next stage. It must test him completely. Strategy, strength, and adaptability." Driv nodded, his many eyes flicking nervously to the human. "Commander, he's extraordinary. Are you sure we can push him further?" Lyra's jaw tightened. "We have to. He has survived what no one else could. Now he will face the ultimate challenge." The arena floor shifted again. Massive sections rose, revealing a multi-terrain battlefield. Platforms hovered over a pit filled with glowing energy currents while walls shifted unpredictably. Pools of liquid crystal formed hazardous areas, reflecting energy beams in random directions. Trees with crystalline leaves created obstacles that blocked line of sight and tested agility. Automated drones buzzed above, armed with new types of weapons designed to counter clever warriors. The audience gasped. Few had survived even one stage of this complexity, yet Alex Kane stepped forward calmly. He scanned the environment carefully, noting patterns in the moving walls and the hovering platforms. He observed the drones' attack cycles and calculated the best paths to advance. Where chaos reigned, he saw opportunity. Lyra's elite team moved first. They lunged with coordinated precision, firing energy weapons and closing in to trap him. Lyra herself attacked from above, her movements swift and deadly. She had mastered battles that tested both skill and intelligence, and she expected nothing less from the human. But Alex was ready. With agility and quick thinking, he dodged attacks and used the battlefield itself as a weapon. A moving platform became a shield, a shifting wall became a ramp, and the drone's own trajectories worked against them. Within moments, one by one, the elite warriors found themselves struggling to predict his movements. The audience murmured in astonishment. Aliens who had laughed at humans now leaned forward, their eyes wide with disbelief. How is he doing this? One whispered. One human, and he moves like he controls the battlefield. Lyra's lips pressed together in frustration. She had anticipated resistance, yes, but not this. Her strategy to overwhelm him with numbers and coordination was failing. He adapted, countered, and moved faster than anyone could predict. Driv, she muttered under her breath. He's using intelligence and agility together. I didn't expect it. Driv nodded quietly. He's not just fighting, Commander. He's learning the battlefield as he goes. That's human adaptability. Lyra's pride burned. She could not allow herself to be outdone by a single human. She lunged forward using a combination of energy strikes and acrobatics designed to corner him. But Alex anticipated her movements. He sidestepped with a quick flip, using her own momentum to send her safely crashing into a platform. No harm, but enough to make her pause in surprise. The audience gasped again. They had expected a spectacular fight, but they were witnessing something more. Human ingenuity in action. Alex never hesitated, never wasted a move. Each step, each dodge, each counterattack was deliberate and precise. Lyra regrouped her team for a new strategy. They split into two groups to flank him, attempting to trap him between them. But Alex was already thinking 2 steps ahead. He noticed the gaps between the walls, predicted the drone's paths, and even used a falling energy panel to deflect one group's attack. Within moments, the flanking maneuver had failed. Lyra's hands clenched into fists. She could feel her confidence slipping. This single human, was proving her assumptions wrong. He was not only clever and fast, he was courageous. He faced overwhelming odds without fear. The arena activated the next hazard, floating energy spheres that moved unpredictably, forcing warriors to jump or dodge continuously. The platforms began to rise and fall at irregular intervals, making balance crucial. Pools of liquid crystal reflected beams in multiple directions, creating a maze of light and danger. Lyra attacked again, combining her strength with strategy. She moved faster than ever, attempting to corner Alex near the energy spheres. But Alex was ready. He anticipated the rising platforms, timed his jumps perfectly, and used the reflected energy beams to blind the drones temporarily. He moved with precision that amazed even the most experienced spectators. One of Lyra's top warriors tried a surprise attack from above, hoping to end the challenge quickly. Alex reacted instantly. He grabbed a small energy panel from the floor, used it as a lever, and redirected the warrior into a harmless trap zone. The audience cheered at his cleverness. Lyra felt something she had never admitted before: respect. She could not deny the human skill. He had survived traps, drones, hazards, and elite warriors using intelligence, agility, and courage, and yet he moved with humility. He never gloated. He never taunted. His focus was on survival, strategy, and efficiency. Driv, Lyra whispered, her voice softer now. I underestimated him. He's not just a human warrior. He's something else. Driv's eyes widened. Commander, he might be the greatest warrior any of us has ever seen. Lyra's pride burned with a mix of fear and admiration. She could not allow herself to be fully impressed yet. She needed to push him further to see if his limits had any weakness. The final stage of the challenge activated. The arena floor rotated, creating shifting gravity zones. Platforms rose and fell unpredictably. Energy beams crisscrossed in patterns too fast for most warriors to follow. The drones adapted, firing in unpredictable sequences. Only the cleverest, most agile, and resourceful warrior could survive this final test. Alex paused for a moment, observing the patterns. He noticed how the gravity zones changed speed, how the energy beams pulsed, and how the platforms moved. Where others saw danger, he saw opportunity. Each movement was planned, precise, and executed flawlessly. Lyra attacked with all her skill. Her strikes were powerful, fast, and precise. She combined agility with raw strength, hoping to force him into a mistake. But Alex anticipated every move. He used her momentum against her, avoided every strike, and even redirected some of the arena's hazards to assist his positioning. The audience watched in awe. Aliens whispered among themselves, unable to comprehend how a single human could survive such impossible conditions. He's reading the battlefield like a master, one said. Lyra's heart pounded. She had faced deadly arenas before, but she had never seen a warrior move with such clarity, intelligence, and courage. Each strike she made was countered, each trap avoided, each hazard turned into an advantage. Finally, Alex used the environment cleverly to neutralize the last drone in the arena. He leapt onto a moving platform, dodged the energy spheres, and landed in the center with perfect balance. He stood tall, breathing calmly as if the challenge had been simple. The announcer's voice echoed through the hall. "Trial 3 complete!" The human champion has survived the multi-terrain battlefield, overcoming elite warriors, unpredictable hazards, and extreme conditions. Witness the brilliance of human ingenuity. The crowd erupted in applause. Aliens who had once mocked humans now whispered in admiration, bowing slightly to show respect. Some could not hide their astonishment, whispering, "One human. Against all this. Incredible." Lyra's chest heaved. She could not deny it anymore. This human was unlike any warrior she had faced. He was clever, adaptable, and unafraid. But even as she admitted this silently, she refused to surrender. "This is only part of his journey," she said quietly to Driv. "The real test is still ahead, and I will see if he can truly survive when everything is against him. Humans may be clever, but they are not invincible." Alex, standing calm and focused, looked at her with steady eyes. He was ready. Every challenge, every attack, every hazard had taught him something, and he had learned faster than anyone expected. Lyra felt a flicker of something she had not expected: respect. But the fire of competition burned in her heart. She knew the next stage would be the ultimate test for both of them. The twin suns outside the arena cast long shadows across the battlefield. A single human had survived challenges no one thought possible. And the galaxy watched, realizing that the legend of humans as weak warriors was about to be rewritten forever. The arena had never been so tense. The galaxy's most elite warriors had gathered to witness the ultimate showdown. Commander Lyra Voss, once certain of victory, now felt a strange tension in her chest. A single human warrior had survived every challenge so far, defeating elite drones, navigating deadly terrain, and outsmarting even the best alien warriors. The audience waited in silence. Aliens leaned forward in their seats, whispering in disbelief. The term human had been used with mockery and doubt for centuries. Yet here, in this arena, one human had rewritten that story. Lyra's dark eyes followed Captain Alex Kane as he moved calmly to the center of the battlefield. He had no weapons drawn, yet his stance radiated confidence and focus. Every step was deliberate, every movement precise. She took a deep breath. "This is the final stage," she said to Drive. "No distractions, no mistakes. It will test skill, strategy, and courage to the limit." Driv nodded. "Commander, be careful. He is unlike any warrior we have seen." Lyra's lips pressed into a thin line. She refused to admit fear, but the respect for Alex was growing within her. "I will win. I must." The arena shifted once more. Gravity fluctuated unpredictably, forcing warriors to adjust their movements constantly. Platforms rotated and rose at random intervals. Energy barriers shot out at different angles, and the floor panels became unstable, wobbling and threatening to throw warriors into the glowing pit below. Holographic illusions flickered across the battlefield, creating false walls, phantom enemies, and sudden obstacles. Lyra activated her weapons. Her energy whip glowed brightly, her armor hummed with power, and her combat instincts sharpened. She moved with speed, launching herself across platforms to corner Alex. But Alex was ready. He moved calmly, his eyes scanning the battlefield, reading every hazard, every shift, every pattern. Where Lyra saw chaos, he saw opportunity. He used the platform's rotation to propel himself, avoided energy beams with perfect timing, and even predicted the illusions to avoid wasted effort. Lyra struck first. Her whip lashed through the air, aimed to bind him. Alex sidestepped with incredible agility, using the momentum to leap onto a higher platform. The audience gasped. "This human, he's faster than anything I imagined," whispered an alien observer. Lyra's pride burned. She had faced deadly arenas before, but Alex's skill was unlike anything she had seen. He was fast, clever, and calm under pressure. She could feel her confidence slipping, but she would not allow it to show. She launched a flurry of attacks, combining acrobatics, whip strikes, and energy blasts. Alex countered with strategy rather than brute force. He dodged, redirected, and used the environment to his advantage. When Lyra swung her whip to strike, he triggered a panel on the floor that deflected it safely, leaving her momentarily off balance. Driv watched nervously. Commander, he's not just surviving, he's controlling the battlefield. Lyra clenched her fists. She refused to believe it. Humans were clever, yes, but they could not match the precision of trained warriors from across the galaxy. Yet Alex continued to evade every strike, using intelligence, agility, and courage. The arena intensified. Gravity shifted more violently, forcing warriors to jump and cling to rotating platforms. Energy barriers shot from multiple directions. Illusions flickered constantly, confusing even the most alert. This was designed to test warriors to their absolute limits. Lyra lunged again, her strikes faster and more aggressive than before. Alex responded calmly, anticipating her every move. When she aimed to corner him near a rotating platform, he used her own momentum to vault over her, landing safely on a higher ledge. The audience cheered, astonished at his creativity. Lyra's chest heaved. She had never encountered a warrior who could anticipate her moves so effectively. She had underestimated humans, not only their strength and resilience, but their intelligence and adaptability. I underestimated him, she whispered to herself. The admission was bitter but true. Alex, meanwhile, did not attack aggressively. He moved with efficiency, focusing on survival and control of the battlefield. Yet every move he made demonstrated skill and precision, showing that he could act decisively when needed. Lyra realized something crucial. Alex's strength was not in brute force, but in strategy. He studied his opponents, read the environment, and used every opportunity to his advantage. He was not just a warrior. He was a thinker. The audience sensed the shift. Aliens who had doubted humans were now watching in awe. Some whispered, "Could humans really be the ultimate warriors?" Others murmured, "He moves like he can predict everything." Incredible! Lyra took a deep breath and decided to change tactics. She would engage Alex directly, one-on-one, without relying on traps or teammates. This was her chance to prove superiority once and for all. She leapt from a rotating platform, energy whip raised. Alex watched her approach, calmly calculating the timing and trajectory. As she struck, he sidestepped, grabbed a nearby panel, and used it to redirect her strike harmlessly. Then in one fluid motion he countered, using her own momentum to push her slightly off balance. Lyra blinked in surprise. No human had ever done this to her before. She had expected to overwhelm him with skill and strength, yet he turned her own power into an advantage. Drive whispered, "Commander, he saved you from falling. He's honorable." Lyra's eyes widened. For the first time she realized that Alex's courage was matched by compassion. He did not strike to harm unnecessarily. Every action he took was calculated, precise, and fair. The arena intensified even further. Floating energy spheres darted unpredictably, forcing rapid movements. Laser grids shifted suddenly. Gravity rotated and reversed on multiple platforms. Most warriors would be overwhelmed, yet Alex moved with calm precision. He used the hazards creatively, turning dangerous obstacles into tools for movement and defense. Lyra found herself on a narrow platform, facing him directly. Her whip glowed brightly, energy crackling along its length. She struck with all her strength, aiming to end the battle. Alex moved with perfect timing, sidestepping and redirecting her energy strike safely. The two stood face to face, breathless, each respecting the skill of the other. The audience held its breath. Never had they seen a duel like this. Two warriors of extraordinary skill, one human and one alien, locked in a battle of wits, strategy, and courage. Lyra lowered her whip slightly. She could feel the truth in her mind. This human was unlike any warrior she had faced. He was clever, resourceful, brave, and honorable. Her arrogance had been shattered, replaced by a growing respect. Alex nodded briefly, acknowledging her presence without words. His eyes showed focus, determination, and mutual respect. Lyra extended her hand, a gesture she had never expected to make. "You are remarkable," she said quietly. "Humans are not the weak warriors I believed. You are clever, courageous, and strong in ways I did not understand." Alex smiled faintly and shook her hand firmly. "And you are a true warrior, Commander. I have learned much from facing you." The arena erupted in cheers. Aliens who had once mocked humans now applauded loudly, their voices filled with admiration. Humans, too, felt a sense of pride. They had shown the galaxy that bravery, intelligence, and adaptability could rival even the most elite warriors. Lyra stepped back, her heart pounding. She had entered the arena to prove humans were weak, but she had found herself humbled. Yet she felt something else, a spark of hope, a recognition that humans could stand among the galaxy's greatest. Drive looked at her, eyes wide. "Commander, they respect you and they respect the human. You've both changed the course of history today." Lyra nodded slowly. She realized that this battle was more than a contest of skill. It was a lesson in humility, respect, and understanding. Humans were not merely jokes or weaklings. They were resilient, clever, and capable of extraordinary feats. The twin suns outside the arena cast long shadows across the battlefield. Alex Kane had survived every trial, proving human skill and courage. Lyra had faced her own pride and found it tempered by respect. The galaxy watched, understanding that the story of humans as weak or insignificant had been rewritten. And in that moment, a new chapter began, one where humans could stand proudly among the stars, not as underdogs, but as equals, and sometimes as legends. The arena of Zarkon had quieted, but the tension in the air was electric. Every eye in the chamber was fixed on the two figures in the center, Commander Lyra Voss, one of the most skilled and proud warriors in the galaxy, and Captain Alex Kane, the human who had defied every expectation. The audience, a mix of humans and aliens from dozens of star systems, waited in anticipation. Lyra stood tall, her dark eyes steady. The battle had ended, but the respect she now felt for the human warrior was undeniable. She had entered the arena with the intent to prove humans were weak. Instead, she had learned a truth she could not ignore. Humans were strong, clever, and courageous. Alex, calm and focused, nodded once to Lyra. No words were necessary. His actions over the past trials had spoken louder than any speech ever could. He had demonstrated skill, strategy, and honor, qualities the galaxy had underestimated in humans. The announcer's voice rang out, echoing through the grand chamber. "Ladies and gentlemen, warriors of every system, today we have witnessed an extraordinary display of skill and courage. Captain Alex Kane has proven that humans are not only capable but exceptional. Let the galaxy acknowledge their strength." A thunderous cheer erupted from the crowd. Aliens who had once doubted humans now applauded loudly, many rising to their feet in admiration. Humans, too, stood proudly, proud that their champion had shown the galaxy the truth about their species. Lyra's chest heaved. She had expected to dominate, to show the council and spectators that humans were inferior. Instead, she found herself humbled. Yet there was no shame in her recognition, only respect. She walked toward Alex, her movements measured, deliberate. "You are remarkable," she said, her voice quiet but clear. "I doubted humans. I mocked your warriors. And yet, you have proven me wrong. Not only in skill, but in courage, strategy, and honor. Today I have learned what humans are truly capable of." Alex smiled faintly, nodding. "And you are a true warrior, Commander Voss. I have learned as much from facing you as you have from facing me. Strength is important, but respect, strategy, and courage define a true warrior." Lyra extended her hand, an unspoken gesture of acknowledgement and respect. Alex took it firmly, and in that handshake, the galaxy witnessed something more than victory. It saw unity, mutual respect, and the beginning of a new era. The audience erupted again, cheering for the display of skill, courage, and honor. Leaders from different star systems whispered among themselves, realizing that humans could no longer be dismissed. They had witnessed a species rise above doubt and prejudice, standing proud among the galaxy's finest warriors. Lyra turned to address the council, her voice steady and commanding. "Let it be known that humans are not weak. They are clever, adaptable, and courageous. I have seen it firsthand. Captain Alex Kane has demonstrated what it means to be a warrior, and the galaxy should take notice. We must reconsider our view of humans and recognize their place among us." Applause filled the hall again, louder and more enthusiastic than before. Aliens who had once doubted humans now looked at them with newfound respect. Conversations buzzed with excitement. Humans were no longer underdogs. They were equals, and in many ways, they had proven themselves extraordinary. Driv, Lyra's aide, turned to her with wide eyes. "Commander, you've changed history today. Humans have earned the respect of the galaxy. Even our allies are talking about it." Lyra nodded slowly, a small smile forming. Yes, Driv, and it's just the beginning. Humans have potential beyond what we imagined. I underestimated them, and I will not make that mistake again. Alex looked around at the crowd, his calm presence inspiring those who watched. The humans in attendance cheered, proud of their champion. The aliens, too, were impressed, not only by Alex's skill but by his humility, courage, and fairness. For the first time in generations, humans were seen as equals in the galaxy's complex hierarchy of warriors. The council announced a celebration to honor the human champion. Delegates from multiple star systems came forward, congratulating Alex and recognizing his achievement. It was not only a victory for him but for all humans. The message was clear. Humans could survive, adapt, and thrive among the galaxy's finest. Lyra approached Alex again, her expression thoughtful. You have done more than survive challenges. You have changed perceptions. The galaxy will remember today, and so will I. Alex nodded. I only did what any warrior should do, use skill, strategy, and courage. But I am glad that others have learned from it too. Respect is earned, not assumed. Lyra's smile widened slightly. She had expected to dominate, to humiliate. Instead, she had found admiration, humility, and a lesson she would carry forever. Then let us move forward, not as adversaries, but as equals, she said. The audience cheered again, sensing the significance of this moment. Humans and aliens alike had witnessed a shift in understanding. Prejudice and doubt had been replaced by respect and admiration. The galaxy, vast and diverse, was learning that strength was more than power. It was intelligence, courage, and integrity. Celebrations began in the arena. Holographic displays projected Alex's achievements across the chamber, showing his clever maneuvers, strategic decisions, and heroic moments. Delegates approached him, offering words of respect and friendship. Humans smiled proudly, proud that one of their own had shown the galaxy what they were truly capable of. Lyra stood to the side, watching quietly. She had learned more than she expected, not only about humans, but about pride, humility, and the meaning of true strength. She knew the galaxy would never see humans the same way again, and she too had changed. Driv nudged her gently. Commander, they respect you as much as they respect him. You've set an example of fairness and courage, even in challenge. Lyra nodded slowly. Yes, Driv. Strength is not only about defeating others. It is about recognizing potential, honoring skill, and respecting courage. Alex Kane has shown all of that, and more. The twin suns of Zarkon set behind the arena, casting golden light across the battlefield. The shadows of humans and aliens mingled, a symbol of unity and mutual respect. The galaxy watched and learned. Humans were no longer underestimated. They were warriors, thinkers, and heroes, capable of inspiring even the most experienced alien generals. As celebrations continued, Lyra walked to Alex one final time. Captain Kane, she said, her voice quiet but firm. Today you have not only proved your skill, but you have proven that humans belong in the galaxy's highest ranks. I am honored to have faced you. Alex extended his hand once more. And I am honored to have faced you, Commander. May our people continue to learn from each other and work together. The galaxy is stronger when we respect each other. The handshake was firm, a symbol of a new understanding. Around them, humans and aliens cheered. A single human had rewritten the story of their species, and the galaxy had taken notice. For the first time in generations, humans were not the underdogs. They were equals, admired and respected. And Commander, Lyra Voss, once a skeptic and critic, now carried a new perspective, one that would shape her actions, her leadership, and her respect for all warriors, human and alien alike. The arena quieted as the crowd dispersed, leaving the battlefield illuminated by the glow of the setting suns. Captain Alex Kane and Commander Lyra Voss stood together, not as enemies, but as equals, symbols of courage, intelligence, and respect in a galaxy that was finally learning the truth. The legend of humans had begun, and it was only the start.